Hello, it's Amanda Ray from theamandaray.com. We are going to shuffle these decks of cards and pull the piles, and then we will get to the pile picking. So, just in case you wanted to watch the process will unfold on camera. Right. I'm going to do 3 little piles today. Not too many cards, because it just feels like a quick message. Quick, let's do this. It's 2 there. Okay. Let's see if pile 1 needs a second card as well. There's 2 there. Okay, so that one's gonna get 3. They all belong. Just had to check in with that. And Classic Tarot. All right, so these are the 3 piles in question. I'm gonna slide this just a little bit farther off. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So before you choose your pile, take a moment, close your eyes, center yourself. Disconnect from the piles as I was drawing them, if you watch that part, and just take some deep breaths into your heart. If you need to, pause the video so that you can get centered and connected with your heart, because your heart will lead the way. Okay? Once you feel centered in your heart space, not up in your head, then you can choose your pile or piles that you feel drawn to. Okay? So again, pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Without further ado, we are in fact going to jump in. I smudged earlier and there's just some stuff. Pile number 1. What does Spirit have to say to you about this relationship or this person? So the Star card. Star is about like having hope in the darkness. It's really like really positive vibes, even though it's like you've been through some shit, but like you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel type thing. So we're gonna flip all these cards. We're gonna see what's happening. So we also have the Balance card. Take the lead, which definitely gives me like fire vibes, and healing begins. So just, you know, kind of tapping in and getting these messages. I'm instantly drawn to this card first. This reminds me of a star, like a burning ball of fire kind of vibe. Okay. So again, kind of amplifying the star energy from the tarot, but it's also a bit like, if you have all of this passion and all of this energy and all of this desire, this longing, these hopes, these dreams, you know, however you describe what it is you've got going on inside of you, you have to take the initiative. You have to set the tone. Okay. And there's this, but I have been. So I'm being guided to get you to reflect and be like, okay, well, you have been taking the lead in a lot of ways. Have you been taking the lead based on current circumstances, or have you been taking the lead based on where you want things to go? Because there is a difference. If you're responding to what's happening right in the moment versus responding based on how you want the outcome to be 1, 2, 5, 10 years from now, those are very different realities. Okay? So spend some time reflecting on that and just be real, because I feel like there's a bit of like responsiveness, like oh, they did this, so I'm going to do this type energy versus, you know, say this thing wasn't okay, but like, how do I respond to that? How do I want to build from here? What choices do I want to make? Kind of thing. So taking the lead based on your dreams versus based on your fears or responses to what has been happening. There is a balance between both of you, but this is kind of playing in with this card here with the healing begins. You know, there's green over the heart, there's pink over the hearts here. There needs to be some healing of old stuff. Now, it may be old stuff in relation to the person in question, or it may be old stuff in relation to someone else, and it's just old wounds that have kind of shaped you and helped create who you are now based on those things. Okay, so anytime you're feeling triggered in a moment, try to be aware enough to be like, hey, this is bringing up a whole bunch of feelings. I need to take a minute and go process this and see like what's coming up for me so that I can show up in this conversation or the situation in a calm fashion, in a more understanding way. Because without that, it just creates a lot of tension and it creates imbalance, essentially. Okay. Now, I'm getting the vibes of you are over communicating, they are under communicating in whatever capacity that is. So give yourself the luxury of honoring your energy. Like, don't feel the need to over explain and overindulge in the conversations if they need to not. But if you need that, don't feel upset with them if they don't. You know, a phrase, taking mixed signals as a no, feels a lot more empowering than trying to figure it all out. Figure out, what did this mean? What did that mean? Because there needs to be some more mental clarity happening for you. There's been a lot of confusion, a lot of like on again, off again, back and forth type vibes happening. And more balance needs to be had for yourself in showing up. And I feel like there's very positive movement and there's very positive things that will shift and happen. But it takes being honest with yourself, and it's not selfish, so to speak, although it could feel that way, of putting yourself first so that you can just show up as you, not some kind of version of you, you know? And the crystal that can support you is hematite. Anchor in, be grounded, create that balance. Okay. Yes. Anchor into yourself, anchor into your needs, your desires, your goals for the future. And if you're getting a whole bunch of mixed signals, just put that into the no category and just give yourself that peace of mind, just that peace. And when you have less of that, like trying to hold on, trying to understand, like feeling confused, and pull back into that, well, that was a no from your side, their energy will also change and be more clear, whether it is an actual no or they actually want to step up and be a yes, not the teetering in between. Okay. Pile number 1, these are the messages I have for you this time. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please subscribe, share this with a friend. But I'm going to clean up this pile and move on to pile number 2. Right, pile number 2. Let's see what is happening. So we have the Ace of Cups, which is really beautiful energy when it comes to like this relationship type reading in relation to a person. So we're going to see what these other cards are and see what's vibing. So we have detach also with the bird here. Bird, okay? And joy and stability, which very beautiful. Okay. So pile number 2. There is this spirit is being quite a bit forward on this, but they're saying you need to detach from the things that are feeling offensive. And if they continue to happen once you detach, but it's like you're holding on to that story of something that hurt you. And within this relationship, whether it's a friendship or romantic, and it's causing harm, it's holding you back from feeling joy and stability within this situation. Now, it's not that you're not allowed to have feelings around whatever's happened. That is 100% valid. Things happen. We're allowed to have feelings about it. But if you keep holding on and you keep replaying what happened, you can never feel free from it. You can never move on from what happened because it keeps repeating. Now, if there is healing required for whatever has happened, that's okay. Take the time to heal. If you need a conversation with a person to feel healed, to understand, make time for that. If you're like, I don't want to talk to that person ever again, then don't, but maybe write them a letter that you never send. Write it out just to release your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions, the things you wish you would have communicated, and then destroy it. You give yourself that opportunity for the release from whatever has happened in the past, whether it's related to this person in question or it's just being affected by this person in question. Because our old stuff can definitely kick up and cause issues within our current stuff. It happens all the time. We're human, right? That's kind of the process. That's what we signed up for, right? But your goals are being set on like joy and stability, but you're not allowing the release to happen that will get you there. And the release isn't going to be like one big moment where it's all of a sudden everything's all better. Like, it would be great, but it happens in layers, in moments, in all of that. Okay? You have to give yourself the time and space to process piece by piece. If you're not giving yourself that time and space, it's really hard for people to show up for you. Your people can't show up for you. You can't show up for you. You can't show up for your people. But there's tons of positive emotions here, and there's this opportunity of joy and stability. But I'm very specifically feeling you need to process old hurts. Now, I'm not saying that the other person doesn't have old hurts as well. It 100% happens. However, they want to talk about the ones you're holding on to, and they may be sneaky. They may be assumptions or how you've shown up. They may not be, really traumatizing moments. It could be a decade of things that just taught you, for example, in romantic relationships, that your only value is through your body and being able to give your body. So when you care for someone, you want to offer your body, and they're like, whoa, that's not all about that. And you didn't even realize you were doing anything wrong. Not that it's wrong, but the way you were showing up was with this preconceived notion that the only value you had was through your body. And that's not the truth. There's so much more value to you, so much more to appreciate, so many more good qualities. And well, in a conscious way, you may understand that you have other qualities, but maybe subconsciously this was coming through in more subliminal ways, in ways that you didn't interpret, that you didn't understand were being projected, right? So it takes having those conversations and being like, oh, there is other things I can provide within a romantic relationship that aren't just my body in a really intimate way. It could be still your body, but maybe it's, sitting next to someone and just hugging them and letting them not have to speak about their things, but just providing that physical presence. There, just as one example, there's lots of other ways that can show up, but it's not necessarily, someone said something really mean and you have to let go of that phrase. And it could be that, but it doesn't have to be that. It could be something you made an assumption of regarding yourself or relationships that is negatively affecting you being able to move forward. And it's time to release those old beliefs about yourself, about others, just depending on how it shows up for you. This reading is for a lot of people, so there'll be a lot of different nuances. So you are doing the work, you are getting there, and there is joy and stability coming for you. And there is now as well, but just more joy and stability. But it just takes really digging deep and, figuring out what pieces aren't working for you, right? Okay. Amethyst, expand into wonder. So very crown chakra related, very much expansive spiritual energy. So, and again, reminding me a lot of the vibes of this joy and stability card there. Maybe I'll just even set it right beside. So amethyst is a crystal that is willing to help you access this knowledge in order to help you release and get there. Amethyst may be something worthwhile to meditate with, to gain the reflection of how am I showing up in a way that isn't conducive to my joy and stability with my relationship to the person in question, right? But it's just going to take a hot minute to get there. It's going to take reflection. It's going to be deep diving, digging in there, but you're 100% capable and you're ready. You've done a lot of the work leading up to this, and this isn't going to be super hard, like you're digging a 20-foot hole through rock. It's, you've prepared this, you've removed all the rocks. It's just dirt, and it's not 20 feet, it's 2, so don't overthink it. It's not as hard as some of the other work you have done, but it's very important and will be life-changing when you come to these realizations and move through that energy. Okay. Pile number 2. These are the messages I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. If you'd like to share this video with a friend, I would absolutely appreciate that. But until next time. All right, pile number 3. Let's see what you have here. We have the 4 of Wands. What a beautiful energy. It's like happy home and celebration and just coming together. It's very beautiful. And we have flow and love abounds. Okay. So pile number 3, I feel like in the relatively recent past, you've been through some stuff, some heavy stuff. And now you're getting to a point where things are easier. Things are more stable. Things are more predictable. Things are more expansive now. And that's showing up with the 4 of Wands. It's like you've kind of conquered the world. You set out to do stuff, and now there's stability in where you are. You're in flow. There's so much love within the relationship in question. Okay, whether it's romantic or friendship, but it's just like the phrase, it's too good to be true. It's like things are flowing so well. You're like, oh, I don't know if I can trust this. Better prepare just in case something happens. And while it is always good to be prepared for if something happens, you know, so excuse, oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, sneezes. It is good to be prepared. It is good to have that, like, oh, if something bad was to happen, I have a little like emergency fund, or, you know, like I've got a blanket and mitts in the car, you know, whatever is needed for random things. You know, being prepared is good. Having snacks in the car in case you get stuck in traffic. All these things are great, but you don't have to catastrophize and pull yourself out of flow, out of the good stuff, out of feeling the love that is surrounding you, because you have cultivated being in this moment. It's very beautiful. And there's always going to be things you could worry about. You know, our loved ones could be aging. They could be, you know, a little bit unwell. There could be people that you haven't seen in a long time and you miss them. You know, there's so many things. And like, everyone's life is so different. Everyone's got things that, oh, I could worry about this. 100%. There will always be things we can worry about. But it's okay to appreciate where you are and what you've built now. You are in flow. You are feeling good. You are feeling aligned. You're vibing with things. This is all really beautiful. There has been lots of emotional healing, and there's a lot of just heartfelt connection happening, and not just in the one relationship, but like throughout your life, this is showing up and happening. So let yourself fall into it. Let yourself enjoy this aspect while it's here, because life isn't just like a straight line. It's mountains and valleys, it's curves, it's always changing. Change is probably the one thing that you can count on happening. And while beauty can still be there, sometimes we're faced with challenges, other times we're just faced with lots of abundance, and sometimes it's a mix of the two at the exact same time. And it's okay that it is a mix at the exact same time. It's allowed to be a messy masterpiece. But it's okay to lean into joy and celebration now, to honor where your heart is. Whatever relationship that you were considering when you chose this pile, let yourself be open to that. Let yourself be fully in it, because holding back isn't going to serve you or the other person in the long term. Whether it's a friendship or romantic, you know, sometimes we hold back from friendships because like, oh, I don't want to be too much too soon, or, oh, I know they're busy, or, you know, like whatever it is. And it's just a lot. It's a lot to hold on to, and set yourself free. Be that expression, okay? The right people cannot be scared by your full expression. They can't. Like, or maybe momentarily. They can be momentarily scared of your expression, but it's not going to scare them away, you know? So give them that chance to show up for you wholeheartedly. But you have to show up wholeheartedly in order for that to be possible. Okay? Crystal, is smoky quartz fall apart? Yes. Let it all fall apart. Let yourself be that full expression. Don't try to hold it in or hold it together, right? This is about just going after it, celebrating, being a little bit brave, being a little bit courageous in your pursuit of what your heart feels is right. That's it. Follow your heart in what feels right. Process your emotions, old, new, and future. Allow them to flow through you. Flow, right? There's so much love available to you. Get it, right? Haul number 3. These are the messages I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you felt like this was a good little video, please share it with a friend that you think might find value in it as well. But until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.